Hi, welcome to another episode of Hot Takes. You'd think, as a barrister, Keir Starmer would be a much better liar than he is, or at least he'd have the intelligence to see that what he's saying is so easily perceived as a complete and utter bag of bullshittery, really, for the want of a better word. Because it's been declared that his initial reason that he did not declare the use of his friend Lord Ali's home was because, in his words, he was only there for a few hours. When he filmed the various things that he filmed, the Queen, about the Queen's death, or about the COVID lockdowns and all the other, again, bullshittery that he completely comes up with, he was there many times. It was more than a few hours, but he had pictures of his family. Now, I'll go round to a friend's house. Sure, I'll go round. I'll spend a few hours in their company. I don't bring pictures of me kids with me to put up behind me. Not for money there for a few hours. That's blatantly obvious. And so, immediately, it's suspect, right? But then, he comes out later and confirms that, oh, well, yes, we did use the house, but we only used it for while my son was doing his GCSEs, even though we remained at the house after the exams. And then it turns out he was there for months, not just a few hours. If you're going to lie consistently, have a better memory. And the bribery, gifting, we're not allowed to call it bribery yet. It's just perceived bribery. We can say perceived bribery. But what he calls gifts and things and donations. This donations for possible future favours. I think the word bribery does actually fit. Is not going away. And yet, no matter how they try to spin it, and every time they try to spin it, it just gets worse. You can't unscramble an egg. And no matter how much they stir this up and try and turn it, they're just making that egg ever more scrambled. It's rotten. Now, he had this place, this home, Ali's home. They tried dressing up to pretend it was his home. It clearly wasn't. Even at the time, he's telling everyone else, stay at home. Well, he wasn't, was he? Or at least he wasn't staying at home with his wife, but he may well have been staying at home with his friend. And it's a load. Well, not only is it a load of old bollocks, right? But it's more than just the bollocks of it all. It's the lies. It's the cover-up. The harder he digs, trying to cover up and spin what he's done, the absolute worse he's making it. It's becoming increasingly untenable. He's at a point now where nobody can possibly ever believe anything he says. Nothing he says can be taken at face value. Keir Starmer, and I'm not even addressing this as allegedly, Keir Starmer is a liar. He's a liar out of his own mouth. He just won't admit he's lied, but I challenge him to sue me for calling him a liar. And he won't, because he has. And everybody sees it now. And he's talking a load of... The worst of it is, I mean, it was just at the beginning of the year before the election, or during the sort of the run-up to the election and all that. God, it was only like 3 months ago. And he was talking about, conservative cronyism is a terrible thing. Oh, Kanchung, let me have that. Thank you, Lord Ali. Lord Ali's behind me, giving me support. He's supporting me from behind with something. It's money. A lot of it is money, and a stiff drink. He talks about conservative cronyism, and his party is enmeshed so deeply. And then you have the thing. So he was talking about the death of the Queen back there in 2022. God help me, remember that. October 22, wasn't it? And he was talking about the death of the Queen, and then he's sitting there and he's, must remember, put somber face on. Some people will be sad, because he hasn't got. Do you know it's been revealed? Sorry, I know. I do this. I do apologise. Asides. I keep doing these asides. But it's really because I'm doing this and then things come to me. It's been revealed. And he did an interview not so long ago with, I can't remember who it was, Victoria Derbyshire maybe. And he revealed to her that he doesn't dream. Well, you don't. When you switch the computers off at night, they don't dream, do they? He's a man with zero imagination. I don't dream. I have no dreams. I have no aspirations except misery. You know, it's no wonder. It's no wonder he is like he is. And he said he doesn't read books. He hasn't got a favourite book. What? I'm going to move. I'm going to show you something, right? This is right. Just to show, right? I have a favourite book. I have a book I read at least once every year because I'm a human being with dreams and aspirations. My favourite book, right? Lord of the Rings. Every year I read that once a year. Every year I read many other books. I try to do 100 books a year, but I have a favourite book because I'm a human being with my dreams. He does not have dreams and aspirations, which is why he is. But rather than engaging himself in a work of fiction as I do there, and as many people do, he lives a world of fiction because everything he says is a work of fiction. Nothing is ever true. Nothing is as it seems. And that's the problem. He's a very cryptic man. He's a very hidden individual. I think he keeps what's inside hidden because what's inside is crawling. It's heaving. It's a maggoty mess of nastiness, of inhumanity. I don't think there's anything of him. He's certainly not, I think, what you describe as a man of substance. Or at least, if he is a man of substance, I'm not too sure you'd want to put your hand into that substance. It's a fairly toxic mess. And this is why he comes out. And that's why, I mean, I know I go on, but you see him react. He doesn't look at people. He looks straight ahead. He focuses like that. He doesn't engage the audience. He doesn't come across in any kind of human way. It's called Uncanny Valley. It's where something is almost human, but not quite human enough. And it sets some people off. It's like, oh, it's a bit creepy. It's a bit, yeah, it's like those really, really lifelike dolls, And if one of them just turned their head, it's like something out of a horror tale, isn't it? Annabelle, have you ever seen that? Or Megan. That was a great film, by the way. But this creepy, creepy doll, it's human, but it's not quite human enough. And it sets you off slightly. That's Keir Starmer. Humanish, but not quite human. No dreams. Doesn't have a favourite book. Lies. Very well suited, isn't he? Thanks very much. Bye.